A few significant characters were able to survive the sixth and final season finale of the show with their hearts still beating. It wasn't simple, because Jay was attacking his uncles in the back, while Craig and Deeren were planning what was likely the thieves' most difficult crime to date, breaking Big Brother Pope out of jail. Two of the Codys did, however, survive. Who are they? We'll go through all the specifics of the episode if you keep watching. After that, feel free to express your opinions about the finale of the show, the season, and the entire series in the comments section. Before I start, please subscribe to my channel Recapify and don't forget to hit the bell icon. Major spoilers ahead if you have not watched season 6 finale yet. Finn's episode opens with Julia and a companion. They return to Smurf's home and rob her, taking some of her clothing and Andrew's medications in the process. When Andrew hears a commotion in the garage, he goes to investigate. He locks Julia into a room and strikes the man in the face. Pope is on the transfer bus in the present, while Deeren and Craig are speeding down a dirt road in dune buggies with their plan to free Pope. Deeren receives a message from Jay when he is driving and tells him to call back in 2 minutes. Jay turns around as the bus passes him and follows it. One vehicle with 2 police officers is following the bus, Craig informs Deeren. Jay goes the other way after turning around. Pope notifies the bus driver that he needs to use the restroom. The bus abruptly comes to a stop and spins out, along with the police car, due to a spike that Craig and Deeren set on the highway. Jay's double cross started as Huber began. Jay made his way back to Smurf's house instead of helping Deeren and Craig engage the police with gunfire as they freed Pope from the jail transfer bus and its grasp. There, he used a burner phone to alert the police to the location of the storage facility where his uncles had hidden their cash and heavy weapons as well as the getaway vehicles, which they would soon learn were flatbed vehicles. Where is Jay? Wonder Deeren and Craig. They take down the officers while Pope and another prisoner are fighting inside the bus. The bus driver tries to exit the vehicle, runs, and is subsequently shot. Pope is being strangled, albeit only for a short while, by Deeren and Craig as they attempt to smash the bus door in. When Pope takes over, they remove him. Pope is covered in blood, but he is okay. Deeren and Craig inform him that Jay failed to arrive. Jay texts them in the background and says, "Got heat." Jay is operating the dune buggies while Deeren, Craig, and Pope set off in them. When Surf gets home and spots Andrew, he claims Julia broke in. Smurf assumes she must be in a desperate situation. She is pregnant and on drugs, according to Andrew, who claims he locked her in the restroom. When Jay returns to the house, he cleans up and disposes of the rubbish before turning on the TV and listening to the transport bus news. Jay is keeping an eye on his GPS and is aware of the whereabouts of the Cody brothers. Pope inquires once more about Jay, to which Deeren replies that he had heat. Jay contacts the tip line about the bus that is overturned and then breaks the cell phone he was using to make the call. Smurf tells Boz that Julia stopped by and that she is in the bathroom high and pregnant when he hears a scream. Boz enters to see Smurf and gives her money. He should see if she will eat the sandwich she gives him for herself. When Boz opens the door, he sees Julia on the floor and hands her the sandwich. She inquires as to whether that is it, and as he exits and shuts the door, she sobs to the ground. The Cody brothers choose to descend the hill and get the cars because they are going to need them to cross the border. When Penny arrived to see Jay, she had 2 suitcases with her. He says they will depart later that evening. He instructs her to go swimming and unwind while he finishes packing. Jay is in the room packing up with lots of money and weapons. He approaches the mirror, takes a picture of Julia, and places it in his bag. The transmitter is cut out of Pope's side. When Craig tries to call Jay, his answering machine keeps coming on. He enters the containers and discovers that there are no guns, no money, and flat tires on all of the cars. The Cody brothers flee the area. When Jay answers the phone at home, the sheriff's office calls and asks to enter. Penny is invited to accompany Jay as he travels to fetch her. The sheriff's car approaches the driveway in its car. The police ask to take a look around after informing Jay that Pope broke out. Penny offers Jay a defense. The brothers begin racing more quickly when they recognize the sirens as being from K9 units. They travel to a desert homestead and break the windows to get inside. Once inside, they notice a large number of police officers approaching them. Deeren claims responsibility because he believed Jay. Pope claims they all did. Jay is questioned by Penny on the trust documents and the alibi. She tells him she doesn't want to go with him despite his assurances that everything will be okay. She responds that she does when he asks if she loves him. She is asked to wait with him. After Julia has cleaned up, Smurf attempts to send her on her way once more after giving her some money. Julia promises she will make it work for the baby when Pope proposes they go back to treatment. To make some calls, Smurf agrees to do so. Jay prepares a cranberry vodka drink for Penny and adds drugs to it. He agrees that she won't tell anyone, that she can't travel with him, but that she won't tell anyone else. Deeren and Craig manage to flee, while Pope engages in a shootout with the cops. Pope departs before more cops arrive. Pope robs a man and steals his vehicle. Craig and Deeren stop at a petrol station. While robbing the shop, a youngster emerges and shoots at Deeren, but Craig steps in to defend him. He takes a shot. Deeren wants to shoot the child but is unable to do so. Jay overdosed Penny to death and sobs while hugging her body. He destroys the Cody home in rage about having to kill his girlfriend. When Pope gets there, he discovers Penny dead and hears Jay inside. He approaches silently and chokes him out. Pope believes they are sending Julia to rehab. As they converse, Julia reveals him the baby's name. She is eager to meet Pope and he touches her tummy. However, Smurf again leads Julia to the crack alley. Jay initially tells Pope a lie, but then claims that they all deserved it because of what they did to Julia. Before pushing Jay into the pool, while he is still restrained, Pope sports a troubled expression. Pope remembers dumping Julia back off on the streets. Julia was threatened with a gun by Smurf, who also ordered her to leave with the baby in tow. Julia pleaded with Andrew to accompany her, but he declined. To save Jay, Pope jumps into the water. Jay tells him how much Julia still loved him and all of them till the end, and how they did nothing to help her or him. He tells him that Julia was the strong one, and that he wasn't. Pope claims that everything that has transpired is all his fault and that it wouldn't have happened without him. Pope is spitting blood and weeping as Jay flees. Julia emerges from the vehicle as Pope takes her photo. He recalls the occasion when they once more ejected Julia. He sets fire to the Smurf's bed after dousing the home in gasoline. He goes outside to the pool and sits there till he passes out, holding his photo of him and Julia. Craig requests that Deeren stop the car and let him out as he is quickly losing strength. Before Craig passes away, Deeren swears to look after Ren and Nick when Craig mentions them. After taking down the kingdom, Jay is in Fiji by himself, living off of his newly acquired fortune. This finale's twist undoubtedly involved Pope firing Jay, but that outcome wasn't at all unexpected. Pope wasn't also killed in the residence by a fire. He would believe it should finish with him if he believed it began with him and that wretched place. He would view it all as atonement for his misdeeds. Pope setting the home on fire where the Smurf's bed was seemed poetically appropriate. It also helped you appreciate the key art for the season. Pope passing out by the pool brought to mind the time he awoke next to it in a confused state after scattering Smurf's ashes. He was laid to rest in the same spot where, burdened by his remorse in the past, he had started to fall apart.